Hello and welcome to the Psychic in the City podcast. I am Psychic in the City. Some of you may know me as Shan, and that's okay too. So how is everybody doing? I genuinely want to know. Please call in, let me know. I'm listening. So I hope you are enjoying the little podcast. You are enjoying my morning glory throughout the week on YouTube as well. Just trying to sort of bring a lot of different things to you, and this is my weekly podcast, I suppose. And I'm gonna be asking today that, like, if there is any people that are in the metaphysical community, be it mediumship, psychic, tarot, angel readers, past life regressionists, mindset coaches that would really love to come on and have a little chat, please do reach out and let me know, as every little helps, and we're all in the same team at the end of the day. We're all team spirit, so we should all be there helping and supporting one another, and I firmly believe that is the way that we should be moving forward, not just as spiritualists or mediums or healers, but as a people. We should most certainly be doing that. And I hope you've all been well, and keeping well, and looking well. Maybe some of you have fell down a well. I don't really know. If you follow me from my Facebook, you'll know that I say that quite a lot. And I've been egged on to say it today. So it is just us today. Just us. Where we will be chatting, and you know me that I am an international TV psychic medium. I'm a best-selling author, an RTT therapist, and oh my goodness, I just don't know what else I do, really. But a lot of my work is involved in, one-to-one readings, teaching, demonstrating, and now incorporating RTT sessions, which I will chat about in just a little bit, because I'm finding some fascinating things with what I'm doing. But last week, in the last episode, we did talk about the role of a medium. And as we know that all mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. And what I mean by that is all mediums have developed their psychic abilities to a point where they're able to then access the spirit world. They have the power, so to speak, to then be able to communicate with spirit. So psychics don't have the power, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not talking bad about psychic in any way. In fact, psychic is my preference. I love a tarot reading. I love giving a tarot reading. I mean, I wrote the book on tarot. Well, one of them. So this isn't like me bashing psychic in any way, shape or form. I'm not one of those mediums. I do think that, the psychic is very valuable and very important to our work, because the psychic, whether it be a tarot reading or it be an aura reading or whatever type of psychic reading you're going for, as first of all, let's talk about you as being a client going for one. The psychic is what gives you that information about you. If you remember, we last spoke, and we spoke about a medium bringing forward that information from spirit about spirit. Yes, they do have messages about you, but it's not going to be nearly as detailed or as maybe on topic as what you want in a tarot reading. So going for a psychic reading, a tarot reading, I allow my clients to tell me what it is that they want. And yes, I'm a medium, but for goodness sake, I'm not a mind reader. There is no point in me doing a reading and talking all about somebody's work life or their health when it's their relationship that they really want to hear about. So my client's input is just as important as anything to do with the reading. Now, I don't get them to tell me all of their business, obviously, but just saying something like, oh, I'm a little stressed out at my job, or he's doing my head in, where will I bury the body? That's a joke, by the way, guys. That's enough for, first of all, because we are human at the end of the day, and as nervous as sometimes my client is, sometimes I'm nervous too. And, if my client says to me, it's work, it's relationship, it's whatever, then I'll see that immediately in my cards, or I should do anyway. And then I'd be like, oh, right, this is the direction I'm going in. And it can really help your reader just a little bit. But I think I got off the point that I was trying to make. And the point was that the psychic is so important because it is about you. It is about the self. It is about anything that has to do with you. You know, I think it comes from the Greek word psyche, meaning of the self. So it's a reading that gives information about you as a person. Now, psychic is not a fortune teller. A fortune teller is something very different. And I'm just going to say now, I'm not that into fortune tellers. I love going to a good fortune teller, don't get me wrong, but I firmly believe that God gave us free will and we create our future as we go along. So a psychic reading should not be about predictions. Very much like our mediumship reading, you should be getting information that you can understand first and foremost, because it's stuff that's already either going on with you or has went on with you. And then we can get the guidance, as I like to call it. You know, it's more guidance than, you know, prophecy. Although prophecy is a gift, but I'm sure we'll speak about that at another point. But it is more, you know, well, if you continue doing A, B, and C, then D is going to be your outcome, because, you know, the energy over the next few months is based on the energy that we've put out over the previous few months. But again, God gave us free will, so we can make our own future as we go along. And that's something that is very important and very empowering, that we need to impart upon our clients, or as a client, that we need to understand that your future is in your hands. It's not in my hands because I have a pretty deck of cards. You know, anything that I say can be totally changeable based upon the decisions that you make. And an example that I always say to my clients is that you may get a really detailed, accurate business reading off me at one point and say, you know, you're a hairdresser or you're a waiter, or just pick a job. And I give you loads and loads of information about what's going on, what's went on, and sort of potential outcomes. Perfect, great, you're happy with that. You're like, yep, now I know what I'm working towards, now I know what I'm going towards. But then it's like 2 days later, you wake up and you think to yourself, you know what? I'm kind of a bit bored of this job. I actually think I'm going to go and be a baker now. So because you've made such a big decision in your life, those events that were spoke about in your reading won't come to pass, because you're no longer on that path. Like the pathway has changed. So therefore your reading is going to change based on the decisions that you actually make after a reading. You know, there's been so many times that, you know, I've done readings for people and they're like, oh, I was told I was going to meet somebody, not by me, by somebody else. And I'm like, well, did you like leave the house? You know, granted we've been in lockdown, but you know, did you do anything different? No. Did you join a dating app? No. Well, like, unless it's going to be the Domino's guy, I really don't know where you're going to be meeting somebody. So it is good to have that understanding that, you know, a good psychic reading should be based on factual information that you can understand, and don't be afraid of talking to your reader. Now this is how I work. I obviously cannot speak for every single psychic reader out there. You know, I do let my clients say, well, you know, I want this, and the reason for that is it's because I'm providing a service to my clients. You know, I can't just turn around and be one of these all high and mighty, I'm a medium so I know better, I know what you need, because legally speaking, I'm providing a service. So if I'm being paid, I have to provide a service. I have to give my client what they want. Mightn't necessarily be what they want to hear, but if my client comes to me looking for a business reading or a relationship reading, and I think I know better and be like, well, no, actually, I need to talk all about blah, 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 I'm not providing the service that my client is paying for. So that needs to be looked at as well. And I know that some people disagree with me on that point, and that's okay. I can't force you to be right at the end of the day, you know. And yes, I do give more beyond what my client asks for. For example, they want a relationship reading, perfect. But if work stuff comes up, I'll give them that as well, you know. But we do got to understand as readers that this is a service that we're providing at the end of the day. And also clients gotta understand that you don't just go into a hairdresser's and say whatever. You don't go into the chippy and just say to the person at the counter, just give me whatever. Because you might end up with something you don't like or you don't want. And so it is a service, and it does got to be treated like that. But I do definitely think that's me moving a wee bit more sort of therapist mindset, really. But to be fair, I've always kind of thought that way, which it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm obviously sitting here talking into my computer and hoping this makes sense to someone out there and helps them a little bit more understand the type of work that we're doing. So yeah, that's psychic readings. How to get the best from it? Book a good tarot reader. Go to someone reputable. Tell them what you want. Don't tell them everything, by the way. And better still, tell them I sent you. That might annoy them. I feel like I should maybe have a wee jingle in here just for a wee transition to and now on the Psychic in the City podcast, because I'm like changing that topic if you didn't really notice that. I'm still working it out, guys. It might be a little bit messy for a little while, so just bear with me. I'm doing the best that I can, and that's all that can be expected from anybody, I suppose. So yes, I have been doing a awful lot of hypnotherapy with people recently. I've been trained in all these different modalities. I'm not going to get into it right here, right now. And I've been doing an awful lot of hypnotic gastric band and sessions in and around people's relationship with food, and it is so fascinating. The things that I'm discovering with my clients. It's like my clients in this respect are such powerful teachers in the terms of figuring out the people's relationships with food and where these issues stem from, which is so fascinating. And I would love to chat just a little bit about sort of the process and maybe some of the findings. If you're interested in the mind, this is such an amazing topic, in my opinion, about the things that we tell ourselves and how it affects our physical body. I've maybe the past month, I've done, I think, 12 sessions on food and then installing the gastric band. And the sessions are done under hypnosis, where I'll put my client into hypnosis, and rather than just reinforcing with positive statements, oh, you choose good food, you've got a gastric band, blah blah blah, there's a lot of work that's done beforehand, where we actually get to the root, the cause and the reason for the beliefs that has a person eating a certain way. And has them, carrying that extra bit of weight in their body. And it's so fascinating that during the regressing people to the scenes, to the memories of whatever point in their life, that it always seems to stem from a feeling of not being in control, not feeling wanted, not feeling good enough, not feeling like they can face what's going on. And these are things that are coming from my client sessions from as little as like 2 and 3 years old, that they're these memories are coming up where they're involved with family, there's something going on, and the meaning that they've attached to the things that they're experiencing is, oh well, I'm not good enough, I'm not the same as my family, I'm a little bit different. And then they tend to sort of make themselves feel good with food, and then another experience will happen and same thing, I don't feel good enough, I don't feel like I got this, I don't feel like this is available to me, and then again they're reinforcing that belief by, I'll binge eat, I'll grab the chocolate, I'll grab the cake, I'll grab the sweet stuff, it'll fill that void. And then that becomes the normal, where they seem to be in this cycle of either like emotionally eating to hide themselves from people, as a sort of almost like a defense mechanism of not feeling good enough, not feeling wanted, not feeling loved. And how these sessions are so profoundly transformative, is the fact that we get to the root. We're not just treating the eating, we're treating what lies beneath that, so that you're walking away feeling enough, feeling lovable, feeling liked. And these sessions are just really blowing my mind. The things that we tell ourselves and how much they affect our body is absolutely mind-blowing. And there seems to be, like, obviously every case is different, but there's always a running theme of not feeling like people are good enough, or we're good enough, or they're lovable, or that confidence is taken away, and carrying that extra fat on the body. And like I had to say, I've had a spare tire myself there, but it's going. And it really resonated with me the more I was studying and the more that I was looking into it, where it can be one of those feelings of just not feeling enough, feeling likable, feeling lovable. And then the things that we tell ourselves that really begin to reinforce that. It's like we overindulge in chocolate and sugar and sweet things because it gives us that quick fix, that quick high, and it makes us feel good for that little amount of time, because sometimes we don't want to deal with what's going on. And then reframing those beliefs, actually going, well, no wonder you felt that way, because you were a child then. But now look at you, and then, get the gastric band and see the results my clients are getting. They're dropping a few pounds every week. Their relationship with food has absolutely changed. They're feeling more motivated to exercise, to move, to eat better, to eat right. I absolutely love it. And now I've been working on a lot of things. If you're on my Facebook, you will notice that I've posted, working with people with sleep issues, with aches, pains, fear of flying, driving. I've even been working with people that have particularly bad periods, erectile dysfunction, you name it. I've been working with it, but I've been doing a lot of weight stuff at the minute, and it's so amazing. It's so fascinating how all these things stem from these beliefs of not feeling good enough. So you can read a little bit more about that if you want, or if you want to join my 21-day challenge called You Got This, starting on the 5th of July. I will leave a link in the description for that. This is 21 days that we'll be spending together. Hopefully there'll be a good wee group of us. We'll be spending 21 days together, where on day 1 we will be having a group hypnotherapy session to get to the root and the cause and the reason of the why maybe your confidence isn't the way it is, as to why you're saying to yourself, I'm not good enough. Now, this is not the gastric band. This is just a session on, feeling like if your inner dialogue says things to you like, you're not good enough, not confident, I wish I was able to, if I was only this person, then I would do this or I would do that. Well, we're going to shatter all those beliefs. Just boom, they're gone. And we're going to install a powerful new inner dialogue that anytime you're faced with something in life will say to you, you got this. And that's where the names came from. Because that's what I tell myself all the time. You got this. And it works because, we need to check what we say to ourselves. And it takes 21 days to form a habit. So over these 21 days, there'll be daily contact with me. Starting day 1 will be this session of reframing and shattering those beliefs. And then you'll get your self-recorded or self-hypnosis track to listen to every day for 21 days. So there'll be contact every day. And then the start of the 3rd week, I'll send you out a guided meditation for each morning that we can layer on top of the first week and the things that we've learned in the first week. And then the start of the 3rd week, there'll be a nighttime guided meditation to really layer on and really cement in all those beliefs that we've been building upon over the 3-week period. And there'll be little daily tasks to do that'll only take a minute or 2 minutes each day to really reframe our mind and program this profound new belief system that everything is available to you to really make your life change. I'm so excited about my hashtag You Got This challenge. I will leave a link in the description so that you can go and get that. Maybe I'll be smart enough and be able to put a picture on the screen so you can have a wee look while I'm talking about it. Just about the information on that. I'm super excited about that. And yeah, I think that's us for today. No guest today, just me. So I do want to thank you very much so for listening. Please like and subscribe and all that jazz. And if you want to come on and have a chat on the Psychic in the City podcast, reach out to me and we will sort that out. So have a fantastic day, week, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.